In a world obsessed with perfection, vulnerability can feel like a dangerous game. We are constantly bombarded with images of flawless lives, making us believe that any sign of imperfection is a weakness. We build walls, carefully curating our image to only show our best selves. We hide behind filters and masks, presenting a version of ourselves that we think will be accepted and loved. But what if true connection lies not in hiding our flaws, but in embracing them? What if the key to deep, meaningful relationships is found in our willingness to be imperfect? Vulnerability, the willingness to be seen as we truly are, is the cornerstone of authentic love. It allows us to connect on a deeper level, beyond the superficial. It's about opening our hearts, even when fear whispers doubt. It's about taking the risk to be seen, to be known, and to be loved for who we truly are. It's about choosing courage over comfort, intimacy over isolation. It's about daring to be vulnerable, even when it feels uncomfortable. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's the birthplace of courage, connection, and joy. It is through our openness that we find true strength and resilience. It's in the cracks of our imperfections that love finds its footing, growing stronger with each shared scar. Each moment of honesty and openness builds a foundation of trust. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we invite others to do the same, creating a space of authenticity and trust. This mutual openness fosters deeper connections. This is where love thrives, in the fertile ground of shared humanity. In the end, it's our shared experiences and vulnerabilities that bring us closer together, creating bonds that are unbreakable. Love thrives in an environment of authenticity, where we can be our true selves without fear of judgment. When we let go of the need to be perfect, we create space for genuine connection, allowing our relationships to flourish. This means allowing ourselves to be seen, flaws and all, embracing our imperfections as part of our unique beauty. It's about sharing our hopes, dreams, and fears, even when our voice trembles, knowing that vulnerability fosters trust. Vulnerability is the key to unlocking the depths of our hearts, and in turn, the hearts of others, creating profound connections. Imagine two people meeting, not as polished facades, but as their true, imperfect selves, ready to share their authentic stories. They share their passions, their anxieties, their dreams, and their fears, building a foundation of mutual understanding. They laugh together, cry together, and support each other through life's ups and downs, creating a bond that is unbreakable. This is the power of vulnerability in love. It allows us to connect on a deeper, more meaningful level beyond superficiality. It's about embracing our shared humanity and building a love that is real, raw, and resilient, standing the test of time. The path to vulnerability is often paved with fear. We worry about being judged, rejected, or hurt. We fear that our vulnerability will be used against us, leaving us exposed and alone. These fears are valid, rooted in past experiences and societal expectations. We are conditioned to believe that vulnerability is weakness, a liability in a world that values strength and self-sufficiency. We fear that if we reveal our true selves, we will be deemed unworthy of love. We build walls around our hearts, convinced that these barriers will protect us from pain. But in reality, these walls only serve to isolate us, preventing us from experiencing the fullness of human connection. Vulnerability is not about oversharing or spilling our deepest secrets to everyone we meet. It's about choosing wisely whom we trust with our hearts. True intimacy blossoms when two people feel safe enough to be vulnerable with each other. This shared vulnerability creates a sacred space where love can flourish. When we share our vulnerabilities with someone who responds with empathy and understanding, it deepens the bond between us. It says, "I see you, I accept you, and I'm here for you." This mutual vulnerability fosters trust, intimacy, and emotional safety, the cornerstones of a strong and lasting relationship. Section 5. The ripple effect of vulnerability. Cultivating trust and connection. The power of vulnerability extends beyond romantic relationships. When we choose to be vulnerable in our friendships, families, and communities, we create a ripple effect of authenticity and connection. It starts with a single act of courage, a willingness to be seen as we truly are. Imagine a world where people feel safe to express their true selves without fear of judgment. This is the world that vulnerability can help create. It's a world where we celebrate our differences, support each other through challenges, and build meaningful connections based on authenticity and empathy. Section 6. Vulnerability as strength. Embracing imperfection in love. Vulnerability is not the opposite of strength. It is the wellspring of it. It takes courage to be vulnerable, to show up authentically in a world that often rewards perfectionism and self-preservation. Embracing our imperfections allows us to experience the full spectrum of human emotions, including love, joy, and connection. When we embrace vulnerability, we give ourselves permission to be fully human. We acknowledge that we are perfectly imperfect beings, capable of both great love and profound mistakes. This self-acceptance is the foundation for authentic connection, allowing us to love and be loved for who we truly are. Section 7. Dating with an open heart. Navigating vulnerability in modern romance. In the world of modern dating, vulnerability can feel like a risky proposition. It often feels like we are exposing ourselves to potential hurt and disappointment. With the rise of dating apps and social media, it's easy to hide behind carefully curated profiles, presenting only our most polished selves. We often show only the highlights, masking our true emotions and imperfections. But true connection cannot be built on superficiality. Authentic relationships require depth and honesty. Dating with an open heart means being willing to be vulnerable, even when it feels scary. It involves taking emotional risks and being open to the unknown. It means sharing our true selves, our passions, our fears, our dreams, our quirks, and allowing the other person to do the same. This mutual openness fosters genuine intimacy. It's about embracing the possibility of rejection, knowing that our worthiness is not defined by someone else's opinion. By being true to ourselves, we pave the way for meaningful connections. Section 8. From fear to freedom. Practical steps to embrace vulnerability. Embracing vulnerability is a journey, not a destination. It's about taking small, consistent steps towards authenticity, even when fear tries to hold us back. Start by identifying your fears around vulnerability. What are you afraid of? What stories are you telling yourself? Challenge those negative thoughts and replace them with affirmations of self-worth. Practice vulnerability in safe spaces with trusted friends and family. Remember that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. It takes courage to be open and authentic, and the rewards are immeasurable. Section 9. The transformative power of vulnerability. Embracing love's full potential. Vulnerability is the key to unlocking the transformative power of love. It allows us to create deeper, more meaningful connections with ourselves and others. When we embrace vulnerability, we step into our authentic selves, embracing the beauty of imperfection and the power of human connection. Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to our strength and courage. It's about showing up authentically, even when it's scary. It's about choosing love over fear, connection over isolation. Embracing vulnerability is a journey of self-discovery, leading us to a love that is real, raw, and ultimately life-changing.